Good evening. It is the 12th of June 2016 and I have some very interesting news, and I want to go over a few things. One is this, what's on the screen there. This is a rainstorm that's coming through right at the moment, and there it is moving through, and we can see this area here, the straight line there, right into Wellington, and a next radar pulse from here, and that is evidently creating or helping to create all of this storm. Now, the result of that has been flooding, and here's one article that comes up from it. State Highway 1 reopens north of Wellington after deluge. State Highway 1 is reopened after being closed by flooding between Otaki and Levin by deluge, which reached some homes in the area. And there's a little video, and it goes on, but you know what a flood looks like. That's what a flood looks like. There was this, by the way, is actually the tail. Just stop that. This is a tail end of a weather system that hit the west coast of the South Island. There was a 2-year-old drowned down there over the weekend. So we're not talking about something that's just interesting or something like that. This is actually taking lives of people. And when you see these pulses and this, we're not getting all the answers. Now, this is really a weather war we're in right now, and weather wars have come to New Zealand. So I want to show you something, and what it is a report by a man who many of you already know, Mr. Malcolm Scott. He is a postgraduate student and researcher for the University of Canterbury. He has written a report, A Climate of Secrecy, including a briefing to the Ministry for the Environment. Climate change and the New Zealand government's complicity with a covert operation to geo-engineer the atmosphere. This is about, what does it say here, 35, it's about 18 pages. Does it go, I guess it's 35 pages, okay. I tell you, you really need to read this, every page, because it is a history of what has been going on, and there are some few key points that it actually covers. One of them is this one here, number 1. Ministry for the Environment officials have repeatedly claimed there is no evidence of atmospheric chemical aerosol spraying operations in New Zealand, but there is also no evidence that the Ministry for the Environment has taken any meaningful steps to investigate reports it has received from the public. Now, how can you say there is no evidence that chemtrails do not exist when you haven't actually investigated it? And that is the big question. So this report, as I say, is an incredible report, and it makes some recommendations for honesty and so forth to the Ministry for the Environment. This afternoon I sent this report to over 100 news media agencies throughout New Zealand, and just some of them were no reply, no longer an email address for them, but I got to probably a good 100 or so, which is quite a bit. And I wanted to show you one reply I have already received, which shows you, well, you can make your own decision about it. The editor of Wairarapa Times Age, thank you for your letter. It is the newspaper's view the concept of chemtrails is a nonsensical conspiracy theory. Please do not correspond with us on this matter. Andrew Bonalack, editor, Wairarapa Times Age. I just about said something nasty. Okay, so that is what he thinks. Chemtrails is a nonsensical conspiracy theory. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles County has authorised cloud seeding for the first time since 2002. This article from March 15th, 2016. They're actually going to do it by towers that actually send silver iodide up into the clouds to cloud seed. There's this. Okay, let's have a look at this.
Residents in southern Tasmania are demanding to know why cloud seeding was conducted over the Derwent River catchment the day before the worst floods in 40 years. Cloud seeding is a technique used to increase rain. Hydro Tasmania has confirmed it flew a cloud seeding flight despite the weather warnings. Farmers believe the technique could have made the flooding worse. The Premier says a formal inquiry will be held into the effect and handling of the floods if it's necessary.
Now, what does he say? A nonsensical conspiracy theory. And this is an editor of a newspaper? Give me a break. Okay, so that was a movie I watched. Okay, so we have got the message out there to the media in New Zealand with this report, and it will be interesting to see what happens in the next day or two as to whether any of them are willing to investigate it. But I warn you that New Zealand media has been taken over by a propaganda machine. It is virtually all owned by either New Zealand ME, which is New Zealand Media and Entertainment, or Fairfax, and those two agencies intend to merge and create one monopoly that will stop any of this information being heard if they can help it, because they are owned by the very people who are actually creating this. So that's where it is at the moment. I will attach the report to this video on the Weather Modification Watch New Zealand page. So if you want to have a look at the report, then you can look at it there. The Weather Modification Watch New Zealand Facebook page. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for any updates. As I am talking, there is extreme weather outside. It's just moving into Central Hawke's Bay, and we are getting this weather as well. I shouldn't imagine it'll hit here very hard, because most of the sting was taken out when it hit the west coast, and while they're trying to bring it back to life and create some more flooding for this area. But there we go. This is Nigel at Weather Modification Watch New Zealand checking out.